It's time now for County-Wide, a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. You'll hear about the interesting issues and happenings that affect all our lives. Here's today's County-Wide.
Well, good day and welcome to the program. It is County-Wide. I'm Brad Miller. Happy to welcome today Carina and Vitalant blood donations. And what is your title there, young lady?
I'm the Senior Account Manager for Northern Arizona.
Well, you got all the knowledge because I've been chatting with you for about 5 minutes before we open the microphones, and our guests are going to get a lot of that information as well, and why it is important to donate blood. We used to kind of think there's a little bit of a seasonal thing, summer and winter. Donations are needed all the time, aren't they?
Yes, especially with the growth that Arizona has seen in population. Yeah. We just, we need 600 plus donations daily to support our hospitals in our state.
That's a lot. Okay, well, I want to get into it. There is a blood drive happening just about every single week or weekend, and we're not going to kind of get into specifics here. We'll repeat multiple times during the show the website. It's a terrific website, easy to navigate. And you can find when there will be a donation drive happening near you in your community and how you can become involved. I want to talk about, though, a couple of things. And I know just chatting with friends and coworkers, a lot of folks think that they don't qualify to donate blood, maybe because of a medical condition, or I have diabetes, so I can't donate, or I've got this or that or the other. And you were just telling me a lot of those either are incorrect or have changed even because of medicine. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, if people have gotten deferred in the past, I really want them to call the phone number or do some research on the website because we are regulated by the FDA, but things change all the time.
Sure.
So to me, nothing is a permanent deferral. And for everyday things like diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, even if you're on medication, you can still donate. So a lot of people think, I have these issues going on. Right. I can't donate, and you can. And if you've gotten deferred in the past, say you got deferred for cancer, cancer is no longer a deferral. 1 year for most cancers, 5 years for blood types of cancers, once you're free and clear. Tattoos is a big one. There's no deferral for tattoos any longer.
Well, people thought they got a tattoo so they can't.
It used to be a year deferral, but as long as you got it at a licensed tattoo shop, which is everything in Coconino County, Yavapai County, Maricopa County. Yeah. So you're good in the state of Arizona pretty much. And, as long as it's clean and it's not infected, I can get a tattoo yesterday and donate today.
Okay.
A lot of people were deferred from donating with mad cow, which was a prevalent disease, especially in Great Britain.
Right.
So if they spent time on a military base overseas, they were deferred from donating because the beef came from Great Britain.
Okay.
That has been lifted.
But that's even been, hasn't it been like 20 years?
Yes.
Yes. Was there another outbreak? I remember the big one.
Yes.
But that's been,
but sadly, the FDA is kind of sluggish with, lifting some deferrals. So, other countries will do it before we do. Mm-hmm. And then the FDA just kind of does a wait and see type of thing. And, it looks good. And that's when we change it.
Okay.
I do have to say we do have the safest blood supply in the world. So it does encourage a very safe blood supply.
Does removing or lifting these deferrals, has that been driven by a known need for blood donations? Have blood donations lagged because of those deferrals? Or is it simply that medicine and study has caught up to?
It's a mixture of both. Okay. So with the lag in donations, it kind of pushes more research, to where they're really,
that makes sense.
Studying, cases and seeing, did anybody ever get mad cow from a blood transfusion and things like that. So it just, kind of quickens the pace on things, whereas, we would be sluggish to find out, if the need wasn't there.
Right. It makes sense. Follow the science, follow the medicine, and throw in a dash of common sense.
Yes.
You can usually kind of get where you're going.
Yes. And I mean, the other thing a lot of people don't understand is blood for hospitals to be transfused into hospital patients can only come from volunteer donations. A lot of people ask, why don't I get paid for a donation? Well, you don't get paid because there are a few things that can't be checked in the blood supply. So if you're getting $60 for a donation, we don't want you to lie on your questionnaire.
Oh, I see.
Hoping, to get the $60 and, have your donation done. So that's why it's a volunteer type of donation. But, we always have incentives available. So, I encourage people to go online and see what those incentives are.
Okay, yeah. And that's kind of nice, especially with younger people. And I'd kind of like if you would to share here again something we chatted briefly about before we opened the mics.
Yes.
Getting younger people who are busy.
Yes.
Younger being what, 25 to
25 to about 45.
Okay.
That's where we're really struggling to see regular donors.
Well, youngsters got their own lives.
Exactly.
New parents are, are they busy? So they're hard to attract.
Yes.
And some of these, what do you call them, incentives?
Yes.
Can kind of help with that generation, if you will.
Definitely.
Well, that makes perfect sense, too. Has that worked?
It does. It does help, definitely, because we do see an increase in donations with certain incentives.
Right.
That's why we have so many blood drives going on, too, in various areas, because we want to make it convenient for you. If your husband is home this day to look at the kid, after the kids, wife can go donate and vice versa, or maybe we'll be at your workplace or maybe we'll be at your church, so we try to make it convenient for you. So there is a time of day and a day of the week that works for you.
Okay. How many Northern Arizona, because you show up in a vehicle.
Yes.
And it's got all of the stuff you're going to need, the chairs and all of that stuff.
Yes.
It's going to have the personnel.
Yes.
And then you'll set up
Yes.
and bang, you're kind of like a pop-up shop.
Exactly.
Exactly a pop-up shop.
Yes.
How many different vehicles do you have to kind of handle, and what big of a region?
Well, in Northern Arizona itself, I have 2 trucks, which is the inside setups that you speak
Seems like you
of.
have a dozen, because it seems like you're everywhere
well,
all at
because
once.
we
Keep
do
busy.
have a great turnout and keep busy in Northern Arizona. So sometimes we have to have vehicles come up from the valley.
Okay.
And then we also have a blood mobile, which is completely self-contained except for restrooms. And I'm just throwing that out there, too, because if you'd like to host a blood drive, I'll throw my phone number out there in a little bit. But you can always reach out to me, too, because we always love new sponsors as well.
Sure. You were telling me also that visitors, tourists,
Yes.
surprisingly to me, will come and donate blood even when they're on vacation. That's a dedicated, very kind person.
Definitely.
That'll do that.
As I mentioned, we had a blood drive up in the Grand Canyon Village at the Recreation Center, and we had 3 donors come in who are regular donors from New Mexico, but they were all due and they came in to donate. So,
No kidding.
Yes.
Is that a good way to do it? Is they have a schedule every 6 months? It sounds like these folks are very dedicated to donating blood. And
yes. So our dedicated donors, whole blood, which is a standard blood donation, they come in every 56 days. And, you can wait a little longer as well. But a lot of our regular donors come in 3, 4, 5 times a year. And then we also have a donation called Power Red. And that's where we take a double red cell donation, but you get your plasma, platelets, and some saline back in your body so it doesn't realize it's lost 2 units of red cells.
Mm-hmm.
And that's prevalent for, your largest blood type, which is O positive, but also your negative blood types, the O neg, the A neg, and the B neg, because of the rarity of those.
I think we've got a couple O's here in our station. They're
Awesome.
both coming to the latest, the most recent blood drive.
Awesome.
That is happening.
Well, that brings up a good point, because a lot of people say to me, oh, you don't want my blood type because I'm B positive or I'm A positive. Arizona is a high usage state. With the population moving into our state, if it's not an emergency and they know what your blood type is, they're going to use the other blood, to save the O's for emergency situations.
The O's being universal.
O negative is universal. O positive is the majority of the population.
Okay.
But type O can only get O blood.
Right.
So if you're type AB, you're very rare, but you're also very lucky because you can get any blood. So, you're good to go. Yeah. But we need all blood types in Arizona. We have people moving in from other states saying they don't want my blood type in that state. And that's baffling to me because I have never heard that in Arizona. We need everybody to come in and donate regardless of your blood type.
Okay. One final question and we'll go to break. And when we come back from our break, I want you to kind of walk me through the process so
Sure.
folks know I get there, what happens, how long, when can I leave, and all that.
Definitely.
But prior to that, I wanted to ask, what did I want to ask you? I forgot about it. Let's go ahead and take the break while I kind of reconsider here. A lot of good information coming out today. And Carina Forrs with Vitalant, and very good work that they've been doing for a long time. And it continues across north central Arizona. So we'll take a short break. Come back to Countywide right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time for a fresh start. John and Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, is ready to help you simplify and protect what matters most: your home, your car, your life, and your future. John offers competitive pricing with a relationship-first approach that puts you at the center of every decision. Call John and Randall Murdoch today at 928-649-8686, located on Villa Drive in Cottonwood. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
We welcome you back to the program. Countywide, Carina Forrs is here with the Vitalant. And let's do it right now, and we'll repeat it here through the show. But what is the best way to reach out if I want to find the next blood drive near me, if I want any information? The website's pretty darn good. How do I navigate to that?
Yeah, the website is vitalant.org, and it's VITALANT. And then our phone number is 877-258-2458.
Okay. So if I Google Vitalant, I'm probably going to find you pretty quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
or
great.
go to 877-25-VITAL.
Okay. And I did look at the website, and it's great. It's real easy to navigate, I thought.
Yes.
A lot of Q&As that can be answered right there.
And there's testimonials on there, too, so you can see people that you're actually helping.
I know what I forgot.
Yes.
Donated blood has a lifespan. If it doesn't get used by X date, is that true or not?
Yes. So
you can't store it forever.
No, we can store plasma for a year if we freeze it.
Okay.
Platelets only have a shelf life of 3 to 7 days, and those have to be constantly moving. So those are like on a rocker to keep them moving all the time.
Okay.
And then 42 days is the shelf life for red cells.
Platelets most likely would be used in like a surgical scenario. Is
yes,
that,
on
is that
cancer
right?
patients use it a lot as well because it helps stop bleeding. Right. So a lot of cancer patients, when they're going through chemo, they can bleed out from a cut. So it's important for them to get platelets transfused to help, plug up the bleeding and, seal any cuts or pokes or anything you may have.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I want you to walk me through this.
Yes.
For anybody who's never donated blood, if they're
Yes.
hesitant for one reason or another, how long? It takes too long, I can't come.
Yes.
I got to have somebody drive me because I'm going to be woozy after.
Sure.
I got 3 kids at home. I don't have time. There's a lot of different things. Some you can help, some you maybe can't.
Yes.
But just kind of walk me through it so people really understand the process of donating.
Wonderful. Well, the donation process itself takes about an hour. But when I'm thinking, an hour and you can help up to 3 hospital patients, how amazing is that without even opening up your wallet?
Yeah,
It's
that's
something you can do for the community without spending any money. So it takes about an hour. The preparation is hydration, and make sure you eat before the blood drive. We do want you to eat. If you want to do the health history questionnaire at home, you can do that ahead of time. And I love to do that because then I can eat my breakfast, have my coffee. And then when you get to the blood drive, they will look over your questionnaire or have you answer the questions there if you have not done that already. And then they take your vitals. So we take your temperature, your blood pressure, your pulse, your hemoglobin, because we need to make sure your iron levels are fit to donate. And if everything passes there, then you're on to the donation chair. So I don't want people to think that the needle is in their arm for an hour.
Gotcha.
If you're hydrated and you've prepared a little bit, the needle should only be in your arm for about 5 to 8 minutes.
And you only feel the needle when it goes in.
Yes, and I don't even feel that anymore.
It's just ting, it's a little tiny pinch.
Yes, it's a little tiny pinch. That's a great way to put it. We have great technicians that if you have a little bit of a fear of needles, they'll tell you to look the other way. But like I said, the needle is only in your arm for about 5 to 8 minutes. Now, if you're not hydrated, it could be a little bit longer, 10 to 12 minutes. But once it's in there, you don't feel it at all. And this is for a whole blood donation.
Okay.
And then once you're done donating, they wrap you up. You go over into the area called canteen, where you have some snacks and beverages, hang out for 15 minutes. And you talked about, am I good to go? Can I drive my vehicle? Yes. Most people do not have a reaction. I mean, when I'm saying most people, I'm like 99.9% of people are good to go.
Yeah.
But the preparation that you do in advance helps with that.
Hydration's really big.
Hydration 2 to 3 days beforehand if you don't drink a lot of water. And also eating. Make sure you eat a good, healthy meal prior to donating and that you ate a good meal the night before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're going to take about 4 or 5 gallons out of me, right? What is the donation? Are there different amounts that you would donate? Or
So a standard whole blood donation is, where we just take your red cells, plasma, platelets. That's a pint. So if you look at a standard little water bottle, that's a pint. And, that's what we take out.
And there's
the nice thing about that is we put that on a centrifuge, on a spinner, and we separate out the different blood components.
Okay.
So you can help up to 3 patients with that.
Okay.
But we also do plasma donations and Power Red donations where you're on a machine. And Power Red, we take double red cell units. Plasma, we take double plasma units. But then you get the other components back along with some saline. And it's good for your body because it doesn't feel any fluid loss.
Okay.
So again, you're good to go afterwards. A lot of people like Power Red if they qualify for it. There are some height and weight requirements for that. But they like the way they feel afterwards. And then you can help the blood supply with not donating as often because with that donation, you can only do it every 112 days, whereas the standard whole blood is every 56 days.
Okay. And why? What are those parameters?
The parameters are
Just
based on
healthy?
red cells. Yeah, your body needs to, reproduce those blood cells. But there's been studies about how heart healthy it is to donate blood.
Really?
Scandinavia has done a lot of studies on it, especially Sweden, because it's kind of like getting an oil change with your car. You're
Sure.
pushing your body, to create new red cells, and, new blood in your body. So it really is a booster for you.
And our blood is not recycled, but is if you're 80 years old, your blood isn't 80 years old.
No,
because your blood is constantly being reproduced.
Exactly.
I can't find the right word.
Yes.
So
Yes.
age shouldn't really necessarily be a restriction.
And
either.
I like what you said about age. So in Arizona, you can donate if you're 16 and older.
Okay.
16 and 17-year-olds do need a parental consent form, which is usually available at their high school or they can find it online as well.
Okay.
But we have no upper age limit parameter.
Yeah.
So for the longest time, we had a donor in Page, Arizona. He was over 100 and he made it to 103 donating blood because he was healthy. He was only on some meds, for like cholesterol and blood pressure, but he, was fine and healthy, other than that, because the meds were keeping him going. And yeah, he was good to go.
Excellent.
Loved coming in to donate.
Excellent.
So.
I think I remember the story about
Yeah. So.
All right. We need to take another short break. We'll come back, wrap it up. Carina Force and Vitalant. Look for a blood drive near you. You can do that online, vitalant.org. We'll take a break. Be back to Countywide right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Thank you so very much for your generosity and kindness in helping others. I hope that you take advantage of the many Arizona state tax credits available when giving to qualified charities and schools. If you haven't taken advantage, I hope you'll ask your favorite charity if they qualify. You can go to Arizona Department of Revenue website, search for tax credits, and look at the list of qualifying charities. Then look at your latest Arizona income tax return and see how an Arizona tax credit can benefit many. This is Lewis saying thanks again.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time for a fresh start. Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, is ready to help you simplify and protect what matters most: your home, your car, your life, and your future. Jonna offers competitive pricing with a relationship-first approach that puts you at the center of every decision. Call Jonna Randall Murdoch today at 928-649-8686, located on Villa Drive in Cottonwood. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
We welcome you back to the program as we wrap it up. Carina Force today talking about Vitalant, blood donations, and easy to find a blood drive near you. They have them just all the time. A lot of miles must go on those two vans that come out into the community and accept your kind contributions. As we wrap up, what do we want to let kind of leave listeners with?
Well, just know that you're truly helping people, hospital patients in need. But if you love promos, we always have different things going on. We have gift cards, we have T-shirts. You can win a car certain times of the year.
Yeah, that's cool.
So just, go on the website, see what's going on. Look at the testimonials, because you'll see some people may just need blood once for an emergency situation, like a vehicular accident, but some people rely on blood donations to live and need blood transfusions every 3 to 4 weeks, and I have people with tattoos telling me that they're scared of needles and scared to donate. And that makes me chuckle, because I wonder how their tattoo was applied.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Like you said, it's just a little pinch. And, once the needle's in, you don't feel it, but you get a great feeling knowing that you're benefiting people in your community. We're Arizona's, nonprofit blood provider, and we've been providing blood under various names, United Blood Services previously, but since 1943, we have been Arizona's blood provider.
So important.
Yes. And if people have questions and they want to speak directly to me, again, my name is Carina. My phone number is 928-607-0152. But as you said, Brad, vitalant.org has lots of wonderful information there to answer their questions as well.
Terrific. We'll end on that note. Good stuff. Good cause, good deeds can be done by you at any of these blood drives that are coming up really around the clock, and make a big difference in your community and across North Central Arizona. It's Countywide. We'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday at this time. If you have a topic or guest idea that you'd like to suggest, email us, news@myradioplace.com.